You know, people say, yeah, I got a guy. When it comes to custom keyboards, you are probably that guy, which also means that everyone asks you to build them custom keyboards. Now, instead of actually building anyone keyboards, you can just buy this thing and just lie to them that you did. Okay, today we're going to be talking about this guy right here, the Luminkey 65. Wait, where have I heard about this before? Yes, the Luminkey 75. The concept of the Luminkey 75 was essentially a custom mechanical keyboard that you don't have to build yourself. It's not just like a more common pre-built, it was like a legitimate custom level board with custom level features that somebody else built for you because you're lazy or whatever, you just don't want to do it. Now, the same people that brought you the 75 is back with the smaller 65. But is it as good or is it better? Well, it's better because it has been more time, right? More time for innovation since the 75 was released, so the 65 naturally is endowed with newer technology. The result? Probably the best pre-built keyboard you could buy at a reasonable price. I say reasonable. The fully built one with switches, stabs, and nice keycaps is $179, pretty much the price of a Keychron Q2. You can also get the bare bones version for $139, but honestly, I would just get the pre-built and call it a day. First of all, I think the Luminkey 65 has one of the best sounding, if not the best sounding, spacebar in the pre-built game of this price point. Check it out. I don't know how to describe it, but it has like a satisfying twang, like something under tension, like a banjo or something. Sounds very energetic and lively, but it's not just the spacebar that sounds good. I mean, listen to the rest of the keyboard also. You can definitely tell that this thing has some kind of foam and pea foam going on in there, which is true. But at the same time, I feel that it's probably the sound profile that many newcomers to the hobby are looking for. So they got that right. Okay, then what about the rest of the keyboard? Let's check it out. So the overall design of the keyboard, it's a very safe 65% with a split blocker design. The one I have is red, but you could also get this thing in like a black and also like an off-white as well. The entire case is made of aluminum and also has a nice copper weight below. Wait, did I just say copper? Sure did. In an entry-level pre-built? Yep. Overall case height and the angle is pretty standard, right? With an 8-degree typing angle as well. The anodization of the red was very nice, with no visible imperfections or anything weird like that I was able to notice at least. I did notice that it does smudge pretty easily though, so just keep that in mind. It might just be the color. I'm sure black probably gonna be worse. As you expect from many keyboards these days, the Luminkey 65 is wireless. It can do both the 2.4 GHz as well as Bluetooth, and provides 1000 Hz polling when it's in 2.4 or wired mode. Pretty good for gaming, honestly. Now, if you get the pre-built version like this, it comes with a set of matching PBT die-sub keycaps, right? The caps themselves, they're pretty thick and they're nice, and they come in cherry profile, which I do appreciate because some of these pre-builts come in like such weird keycap profiles that I don't really like that much. So underneath the caps, you can see that they use Gateron Silva linear switches. These switches are very nice and smooth. They're linears with somewhat lighter bottom out weight. There's 55 gram bottom out. They're very similar to Gateron Reds, but the sound from the nylon housings are much nicer in my opinion. Comes pre-lubed, so you don't have to do anything. One thing I did notice is that the Luminkey 65 comes with plate mount stabs, but you can also see that it's able to take on PCB mount stabs if you do want to upgrade. But honestly though, this plate mount stab sounds great, so I didn't see any personal need to upgrade it at all. Underneath the switches, you can start to see like the customness of this keyboard come out a little bit more. For example, the PC plate, instead of like steel or even aluminum or any random exotic materials you see in some of these pre-builts, you can get softer PC plate like this. Well, if you do want aluminum though, you can buy that, or even the FR4 plate separately and you can customize this thing. Under the plate, you can see the foam, the plate foam, as well as the PE foam and the case foam, right? Lots of foam. Hence why the keyboard does sound like the way it does. One thing to note is the flexibility of the layout of the Luminkey 65 though. I was pretty surprised. It supports like ISO and ANSI and supports 6.25U and 7U spacebar, step caps lock, 1U backspace, and more. In a pre-built keyboard, that's pretty unheard of. Furthermore, you start to like take this keyboard apart, you can see some details come out. It's got south-facing KO hot swap sockets, as you would expect. This PCB is also VIA compatible, so you can customize the Luminkey 65 on the go. And you can also see the case foam beneath as well right here. Now, what is interesting is that when you pull the case foam back, you can see that the Luminkey 65 is hiding like the battery compartment below with like a separate like, a cover for it. It's kind of like a QK board. Remember what I said about progress before? While the Luminkey 75 was using like the gasket socks, the 65 is now employing these little gasket pegs. Once again, kind of like a QWERTY keys board. The result is a nice and soft typing feel, but I feel like it has a cleaner sound profile as well. These pegs, it helps to isolate the plate and the PCB a little better. You can see here, but that the overall keyboard has a nice dampened feel to it, especially when you're pushing it down like this. Lately, I'm always surprised how far pre-built keyboards have come. I know that the Luminkey 65 is more like a pre-commissioned custom keyboard, right? But seriously, you can put this thing against many full-fledged group buy customs and it's not gonna miss a beat. Plus, it comes with enough options and enough customization capabilities to keep someone a little bit more advanced occupied with it for a while. You wanna try different switches? Go ahead, it's hot swap. Want to remove or add in the foam? Sure, why not? Swap out different stabilizers? Go ahead. Keycaps? That's elementary. It's really good to see that custom keyboards have now become much more accessible to the general public, and more boards like this one will help open up the hobby to everybody, whether you like it or not. So the next time someone asks, hey, can you build me a custom keyboard? Just get them one of these and call it a day, honestly. But just lie to them afterwards that you painstakingly built it. How would they know? They won't. As much as I like Keychrons, in my opinion, in this size and this price, the Luminkey 65 is a better option than something like the Q2. You just get more custom experience with this thing than something like a Q2 or something like from GMMK, right? So it's up to you, but that's my recommendation. As usual, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll have more content for you in the future. Thanks.